everyone, welcome to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about 11 palettes which I will recommend for summer, and eventually summer is right here. Finally we have 30 degrees outside and I'm so happy. And as you know, I love colorful makeup, and I just want to share with you with my palettes and also some highlighters which I absolutely adore. So it's up to you what you're going to choose. Maybe it's something going to be very interesting for you, so stay tuned. And if you don't know me, my name is Angelica. I like everything was related to fashion, traveling, skincare, hairstyle, and obviously makeup, colorful makeup with a new touch. I'm also a dance instructor who loves to dance and teach. And today I'm so happy to present my 11 palette plus 4 highlights which you can choose. For me, I must have all of them, so let's start it. Okay, so I prepared my palettes already and everything and highlights, so we're going to start with the bigger palette and we go to the smaller one. So the first bigger palette, which you obviously knew, it's been a while in the market, from Jolie Beauty. This was my first time I bought from this brand this palette, and I really enjoy this palette because, first of all, look at this color story. I mean, look at this color story. I think it's amazing color story. I really love this new color, and if you think it's too much, you can really just put some colors just at the beginning of your eye. For example, if you want to do the neutral look and just pop off some of this color which is all kind of new over here, I absolutely love it. Every time I use this palette I get so many compliments. Look at this. I really enjoy mattes over here. They are, in the case of the quality, I would say the more powdery kind of things, but they are pretty good. Look at this. I just did one swipe. I'm just going to show you a couple of them, my favorite one. So look at these colors. I mean, this colors is scream. It's a summer, it's a vacation, it's, I don't know, whatever you name it. And some of the shades over here, like the metallic shades, I think it's gorgeous. I really enjoy. I like that this has black over here, so you always can make accent with the black, with darker purple. This color, look at this color. I mean, at the same time, it's not that screaming, but it's something very attractive, like a golden bronze. And it has, as I mentioned, black, and it has white. So it's a really big contrast, I would say, with this palette. And I really love when palette have a contrast, neon colors at the same time, so you can play around, which attract me. Look at this one. So again, it has some color which are not screaming color, so also you can go with your any neutral palette as well. So let's say you use another palette and you use some of this color for just to create something like a punch for that. So this was my first palette. I really enjoy it. Thank you, Jolie Beauty. I'm looking forward to buy something else from your brand. Okay, let's move on for my number 2 big palette, which is a recent palette, but it's not the last palette. I believe they have another palette, but this one is pretty new palette from Bellabeautebar, and this palette was my first palette again from this brand. And I have a mixture opinion about this palette. A lot of people, look at this color story. I mean, when I saw this palette, I knew I have to buy this palette. And I'm not fan of big palette, but it's not small palette, I would say, but this is not the biggest palette you can actually buy. So what I really enjoy, actually I'm wearing this palette. I wear the mattes, and I wear on top another palette which I'm going to show you in a second. So let me show you this palette. So people complain that this palette is not too pigmented, I would say, but you know, for example, like this color is pretty white. You know, when I first time, second time, third time tried this palette, and today, for example, I use this palette, I would say this palette is, you need to play around with this palette. And for example, like this color, okay, this light, I'm going to put, for example, the light shades. I use these shades today, and I use today this shade and this shade. And what else I use? I use this purple. This is my absolutely favorite one. So I'm going to just show you the pastel. And this is what I'm thinking people are complaining about this palette. Some people, not a lot of people, but some people, I heard the comments that, oh, it doesn't have pigmentation. This is a pastel palette, first of all. Second of all, these light colors are actually visible. I have, which one? This one over here. And I have this color over here. But of course I add some metallic there. I think here I don't have anything. But I wouldn't say this palette is not visible. It is visible. It just has this lighter shade. But you can do a gray transition, or you just put like me right now, because it's a pastel and I want to do more contrast. So I put a lighter, very light shade, like almost invisible, but they're very like a white base, I would say. And then I put the other brighter color. So I would say I recommend it. If I compare with my previous palette, I think this you have to build more because it's more pastel. The other is more neony colors, but still, I really enjoy this color. And the other things about the shimmers, like sometimes I don't know how to use them, with what apply, so I apply just with my finger, and some of them colors go straight away, you know, some of them more chunky, some of them more smooth. Like for example, this color, I mean, you see, they are amazing. My mom tried this palette as well. She was kind of complaining at the beginning, but the more she used, I think she understood how to use this palette. So sometimes when you first time use it or second time use it, and normally for me, I always have a right opinion about palette from the first impression. But sometimes there is exception, especially with this kind of palette, especially with pastel one. You need to play around and you need to sometimes build it up, or you need to create some looks which they have more contrast, and just see what colors will give you more contrast with each other. But I would say I really love this palette. I know that I'm going to enjoy this palette, so it's up to you, but I'm just saying, you have to sometimes build a little bit this color. My other palette, which is older palette, but I have to show you this palette because I absolutely adore this palette. And this is from Nomad Cosmetic. I really love the quality of Nomad Cosmetic and Paradise Island. And this palette has some shades which are exclusively only here. I mean, as you see, some shades I used more than another. It's, for example, this shade, very, very unusual, this shade, and it's satin finish, I would say. And they just have this kind of story here, like whoever like these colors, or for example, let's say this color, like this quality of this palette. And it's also kind of pastel, but with more contrast, I would say, and it's a little bit different feeling with this palette because it's a different quality. But I really love this palette. I create so many looks with this palette, and I absolutely love any look I create. I really enjoy it. So this palette I will also recommend. Let's go to the smaller palette. So we in the point where we go to the smaller palette. Actually, there is one bigger palette, but I want to show you a little bit later. So hold on this one palette, and let's move to the smaller palette. This is the palette from GLAMLITE, and it's a strawberry shortcake. I bought several palettes from this brand. I really enjoy the quality. Quality is beautiful. Price is pretty affordable. I really love this color story. You can tell, right? It has pink, it has even kind of like a red, which I'm not fan of it, but this one is strawberry one. I don't use it much, as you see, but it has a punch, like This palette is right there. Like, you just put a little bit of your brush and it's right on your eyes. You don't have to build it up, you don't have to do anything with that. So look at this color. I mean, if you want to use, this is like more grungy colors over here, and this is more shifting one, like more rich color, I would say. Look at this green. I mean, in the pan it's look pretty dark. In my finger it's like a silverish. I'm going to swatch some other one. So you can tell you can really create different look. It's amazing, amazing quality. And look how cute is this girl over here. I mean, this is just a cute palette. I really love. Design is also amazing. Everything is 10 out of 10. It's from Sugar Drizzle, and this palette is MILF Man I Love Frogs. This palette is a fun palette. I really enjoy the color story here. And as you see, there is more kind of more green colors over here, and they just amazingly, like this quality also, it's something. If you love green or kind of bluish color like this, for example, you see it's a blue color. Look at this color. And what I like about this palette, it also has a contrast, like this, for example, color, right? It's pretty dark, but if you switch, it's pretty green or blue. And we have this black over here as a contrast for you, and we have white, which is a big contrast. So I like this kind of stories. You can use it as itself. You don't need even to use mattes. But if you want or you prefer to use with the mattes, it's up to you. But definitely you can use it as itself because it has enough contrast to play around with darker shades or lighter shades. Also, 10 out of 10 quality. I really recommend to grab this one. Because we're talking about Sugar Drizzle, I will continue with Sugar Drizzle. And this palette has been around for a while. And I think, yes, this palette was my first palette which I purchased from Sugar Drizzle when I introduced to that amazing brand. And this was a Dragonfly, this palette. I mean, this palette is also amazing. And I know a lot of people love this palette, and this quality of this palette and the color story of this palette is something. So we have three mattes. It's black, green and yellow, and then we have two of them of these shimmers. They are more like a silky one, I would say, like this kind of silky with a very defined shine. And then we have the more junky one, if you can describe that, but they are so gorgeous. Look at this. This is more like defined, and this three is gorgeous. They are beautiful. If you like this color story, and I really love this size of pen, I think it's a perfect size. It's very easy to, you know, take it anywhere. It's very easy to storage. I mean, it's amazing palette, and it's enough shades to play around and create different kind of looks. Let's move on to other brand, which is Oden's Eye Spirit palette from Battybean. And it's just, when I saw this palette, I thought, that's it, I have to have this palette. And they had 3 palettes at that time, and obviously this one was the most colorful palette. And you know me, I love color, so this is going to be a perfect for me. And we have so many variation of creating. We have orange, we have pink, we have purple, we have gold, and we have green. Did I say green? And we have even like a kind of like a strawberry color, I would say, this color. And it's very easy to work, so it pairs together. You see, green goes to green, orange goes to orange, purple goes to that one, and gold, you can go gold with this or just use it on the corner, and this you can use it in the corner. So this palette is amazing. I took this palette when I was traveling. I used this palette. I enjoyed this palette when it's just come out. I really want to play. That's all. So this is the mattes. Look at them. And again, you don't have to build them. You don't need to build them up. This is basically the palette. I really enjoy this palette. And whatever outfit you have, this is all my favorite colors, to be honest. So I don't need anything. I have greens, I have all these colors, orange, you name it. So perfect. I really enjoy, no regrets whatsoever. And I really recommend this palette. First of all, it's not big palette, and it's cover so many colors. If you're a girl who loves colors, you can have basically everything, almost everything here in this small palette. Because we talk about Oden's eye, I want to show you multichromes, and this is the regular shimmers. So at the beginning, as I told you, I was like, I don't know if they are good enough, but the more I use, the more I love it. Absolutely love it. My mom loves them. I think she used most of the time these multichromes, multichromes colors, and they are just gorgeous. Honestly, they just look at this, how they shift. I mean, they are amazing. I'm going to swatch more. So look at this. I mean, they're so gorgeous, so amazing. I really recommend it. And you can pick and choose. You can just grab the full package of just, are there 12 of them? 12, yeah. There are 12 multichrome they have, so you can actually buy all of them. Or you can go and choose which shade you prefer. This one is the regular one. They are not multichromes. That's what I picked from all of these colors, and I absolutely love them. So you can go for a cheaper way, you know, and grab some of this and just buy these things, and you can put it inside, or you can buy whatever you want somewhere else, some magnetic palette. But this is what it is. I really enjoy. If you never try this kind of colors, this is another choice. Or Clionadh Cosmetic, which I absolutely love it too. Let's go to another brand, Clionadh Cosmetic, my number one, I would say, Canadian brand, absolutely adore. So this was the first palette they released, Dragonfly palette, which I absolutely love it. I love the color story. I'm going to show you in a second, but I absolutely not hate it, but I don't like this package because, as you see, it's cracked and it's just fell apart. It was actually the beginning squeaky. I already told you that story. So this is the color story. Amazing color story. Amazing. They are beautiful. If you're not fan of these two colors, it's too bright for you, you're just going to can put it in the corner, these colors. You can use all these colors, which are not screaming, but at the same time, they are gorgeous. So there is a different kind of multichromes or duochromes or some other colors. And I think I have from the other palette, this shifting thing. It's from the other palette. I have to clean my hands better. So let me just swatch in my other hand and clean this hand better. So this palette is gorgeous. You can create some, you know, more kind of mutated look, like not that bright look, using just, I don't have enough fingers. Let me just show you what kind of color is here. So say these colors. Are they screaming? They're not screaming. They're super shifting, especially this one. So there is some of them like a satin finishing and some of them more reflecting. So you can create any look you want. Absolutely love these shades. So 10 out of 10, just don't like the package, and that's the only complaint for this palette. My last palette, which I bought from, oh my god, I really need to clean my hands. From the same brand, Clionadh Cosmetic, is the latest palette. Of course, I have to grab this palette, and I just did review about this palette. You can easily go and watch my review. I create a look. I use all shades except one shade. Is this palette. Look how gorgeous. Small is it. So this is just a package. and this is the palette. It's Deep Sea Treasure. This is the packages. As I told you, I'm not impressed with the package, like the design, I would say, but I am glad that it's not plastic, and it's very convenient, it's very cute, it's very small, and I just love it. It's 8 shade palette, all of the multichromatic shades, and I really love it. At the beginning, I was thinking maybe I will not like this color story because they're not bright, like screaming bright, but they're so elegant, so rich and effortless. You know, I really enjoy this color story. I was actually surprised how much I love this, you know, palette. It's really surprised me. This is the shade of this palette, and I really enjoyed this color story. They're not screaming, they are kind of have a punch of the color, but at the same time it's a classy and chic. So we have two greens, this bright green and this gold green, very reflected actually, you can see that. We have this purple, bright purple. No, this is not a purple, this is kind of, in the pan it's look like a bluish, actually it's reflected with more blue. Purple is right here, this is the purple, and this is the dark, like a burgundy color. We have this beautiful orange, and this one is very interesting color. We have this light one, which is absolutely gorgeous, which is in my pinky. I use it normally in my corners, and this one even I use it in the corner, and in the pan it's look kind of I'm going to show you in a second. This is how it's look in the pan, okay, but it's really shifting crazy. So this is the color cephalopod, and it's just, if I look like this it's purple, if I look like this it's like with the green, so it's reflect all kind of color, and absolutely love this color, which is Ring of Fire. It's like a orange. I use this two palette to create this look. So I use some pastel over here, I already show you. I use some orange over here, as you see. I use a very light, kind of like a bluish, but with a yellow one undertone, I think. And I use underneath some purple, and then I went with this palette, with the latest palette, and I use, where's this color? I use this color over here. I used on top, I use this white color, the lightest one, and I used this purple, went over the matte, and I used this color in the middle, like in the middle of my eye, and I use, I think, in the corner as well. That's what I did. So this what I create, so by using Pastel Garden with a Deep Sea Treasure to create this beautiful summery look. And let me tell you something I used already before with my neon, with this Jolie Beauty one. I used just two colors from here, orange and neon greenish, and I use again this beautiful palette from Clionadh Cosmetic, and I absolutely love that look as well. So you can basically grab any of your mattes. In my case, I love to create bright look. If you want to create more neutral, you can definitely use some of your neutral and just go and use some of the shades from here. But let me tell you something, you can actually even use this by itself. I think it will be good enough. I think I talk with all of them, and this is my latest palette. I just love all palettes I show you today. And now we're going to go to highlighters. Oh no, I forgot about one palette, my extra palette. Okay, so another extra palette, Huetopian Dream for Pat McGrath. I completely forgot, and I want to show you this palette because this palette is a special palette for me. I bought so many palettes from Pat McGrath, but this is my special palette. I don't know, I just love this palette. I always create a chic, classy look with this palette. And basically why I love this palette, obviously because of this beautiful mattes over here, like this matte, even this matte, like they are gorgeous. And why is this palette make it so special? It's because of this shimmers over here, and this one is shifting one, and the pan, it's look like a pink. If you go like this is green, if you look even in the mirror over there, and obviously this too, and even this gold is something. Like I use a lot of duochromes, multichromes, and still this is special for me. This palette is pretty expensive, but if you want to have some palette, like chic palette, I would say, with a special shades, on the Patmagraph website, she always do a great deals, like 30% off. So maybe you can wait for, you know, Christmas or some special days. She will have like a sales coming, whatever, because this palette is not a new palette. I'm sure it's going to be on sale, but I'm telling you, this palette, if it's something like this shades, two shades, is gorgeous. Every time I do any look with this palette, they stop me like, what are you wearing? What is this palette? And for example, if you're getting married or you're going for a wedding and you want to look classy, chic, rich, this palette to go. And you can still use it later on in any occasions if you don't want to use these three shades and you feel like it's for every day. You can just stick with the other shades and do simple look, but it will be like everyday look. For me, I am different. For me, every day it's celebration. Life is so short and I don't want to wait for special occasion or special celebration. For me, every day is celebrations. Okay, let's move on to the highlighters, and this is my absolutely favorite highlighters. I tried, I wouldn't say a lot of highlighters. It depends with whom you compare. If you compare with person who is YouTuber and he buy everything what's coming new, most everything, all highlighters, I'm not one of them, but I buy what I really feel like I will enjoy, and this is what I recommended for you, and I will explain for who is who. So I think there is a 2 or 3 category people who likes particular thing. First category of people is more conservative people who likes more subtle look, more natural, very not natural, mostly kind of like it's their skin, let's say, right? Or very neutral look. It doesn't scream like mine, right? So something like that. And there is another people who loves to experiment. They like everything. They like neutral, they like colorful, or they just prefer colors and they want to see it right there. And there is another people who think for some reason they can wear the colorful makeup. For example, they're older. They think it's not proper for them because of the age, or they think it's not proper for them because of their work. I understand that things. The first highlighters I want you to show, it's my older highlighter which I bought a while ago. I can't even remember when I bought this, but I remember I bought it from Patmagraph website and it was on sale. And this, the trio, I don't know even the name of this highlighter, but the only one like this highlighter she has. So basically it has 3 shades inside, and before I knew any other highlighters like regular highlighters, or even from Patmagraph I bought some highlighters. This highlighters is something. I don't know why people don't talk about this highlighter, but I think this highlighter is for every category, the one I just told you. So this is super defined, super smooth, and you can play around the way you want, the tendency you want. And why I like about this, because it's 3 colors, So if you want to feel like a little bit pinkish one, you will have this. It's like pink, purple, gold. If you want just strictly gold, or if you want a darker color, depends, maybe you tanned or you have a darker skin. This is for everyone, for any occasions, I think. And I think it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful quality, I would say. And it's so defined and so chic that it will be good for any ages, for everybody. It's from Sugar Drizzle, DARLIN, Nikki. And I'm sure a lot of YouTubers talk about this highlighters, and I absolutely love this highlighter. My mom is obsessed about this highlighter. She already used it. She has a hole there already. That's how much she used this highlighter. She's older, but she's different. She loves color. She's like me. And you see, she's older, but she's still doing what she loves. And you know, a lot of women actually stop her and say, wow, colors, because they don't assume in this age you can use the colors. So this is my mom. So look at this color story. One day maybe I bring my mom and do for her makeup, but she is pretty good by herself. A lot of people think that I'm doing for her makeup, but she is so good. Look at this. Look at this. Amazing. So this is a beautiful highlighter. This is for people who love like a different shades, and it's right there. Actually wearing it today. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just going to put it more. I don't care, just to show you. Look at this. I mean, this highlighter, you will see it from far. I don't know if this one for people who who are more conservative. This is for people who love experiment, and I think for people just like this different shifts. But let me tell you something about this. It doesn't, it's so defined too. It will not show you the structure. You know, sometimes how you put it and it show you wrinkles or your imperfection. This one is not going to do this. That's why I believe it's for all age, for every age possible. It's not going to emphasize anything. It's only if you like these colors, and it's really reflect with all colors as you see today. So it's just your preference. Okay, number 3. This is, it's not I'm going to them places, I'm just going to show you. So this is my latest one, the Oracle from Bellabeautebar. I bought this with the Pastel palette, and my mom also bought this one, and she said to me that some of the shades here, and I know that, I will tell you in a second, explain you everything. She said, oh, this one is show everything, it's not that defined. And I explained it to her, it's not all of them like this. Some of them shades are like this. So let's say, which one is that? I will tell you which one is that. I think the Lover, yeah. This shade, it's a bit, it's not chunky, but it's a little bit, I don't know how to explain. This can emphasize a little bit because it's very bright. But for example, the Sun is smooth. It's remind me Pat McGrath, this one. The sun, yeah. And this is one of my favorite one. It's reflected with kind of like a reddish orangey, and this one is more like a purple thing. So this will not emphasize, and the other will. Let me show you another one. For this one, the Moon, which is more kind of classy, is this one in the middle. This will not emphasize anything because it's also smooth, but the smoother one, I think, is the Sun. And this, in the row, some of them will emphasize more than another. By the structure, I can tell. So the one will emphasize a little bit, it will be the Star, and these two less emphasize, like they're not that bad. So it depends which one you use, and it's not for everybody, it's for me, definitely for me, because I really love to play with this color, and I think the quality of this is amazing. But again, if you just want to use one shade and like kill with the price, not paying that much, go for this one, you will be more than happy. Or go for Pat McGrath which will last you also forever because it's 3 of them and for any occasions. And there's another one, the last highlighter, which I'm going to recommend, and I'm sure you know which one. I guess you know which one. I'm going to talk about also affordable one. Is like, it's Rare Beauty. I love this highlighter. My mom liked this highlighter, and I don't know if some people say, oh, it's too much, it's right there, you can't build it up, it's straight away too much there. Why you need the highlighter you barely see? Like, honestly, I want to see it, but you will say, you know, it's not that classy, it's whatever. It's very defined. My color is Mesmerize. I really enjoy. My mom also enjoyed this highlighter. The reason why I'm saying this highlighter is, I don't know, it depends. If you really don't like this, then you can see that highlighter. Maybe it's not for you, but rather than that, I think it's for everybody. Why I'm saying this highlighter? This highlighter, compared to this highlighter, I think you can put in more places. Like you can even, I use this highlighter even on my nose, but not for everybody. I think you will think, oh, this is a shift, different color. So this one, you can use it for all your face, basically, whatever you want, like if you're more conservative person. And that's it. But I think this is amazing highlighters. If I choose which one to pick, it's going to be wrong because, as I explained today, it depends what you like and what kind of type person you are. If you're more conservative, if you like to experiment, if you're, because of your work or age, you think it's not appropriate for you. So that's what I'm saying. But I hope it was useful for you, what information I give it to you. I hope you find something which is for you. And definitely, if you love colors and if you love, you know, something unusual, definitely it's me. And I think that's it. I think I cover everything. I just want to share with you what I think it's so exciting to use in the summer, especially if you love, you know, makeup. And I'm sure whoever is watching me, that's the person who loves makeup. Otherwise, they will be not even start this video. So I hope it was useful. I hope you like it. And that's it for today. And just to let you know what I used today for my lips. If you love orange, I really recommend these 2 combinations, but I'm not sure if they have this color still available. So it's a Bite. It's like a crayon lipstick, very, very comfortable. It's more like a mousse, I would say. Very comfortable. It's orange. The color is Stinger. And today I discovered that it goes with this liner very nicely. It's give this punch of color, like it doesn't darken us. Like if you go with a brown, you can definitely go with a brown, but for me today's was discovery. So I use from Narvina electric pink color liner with this, and I think it's an amazing combination together, and it still gives this bright color, which I really love it. I think that's it. I explain you everything. I already told you what I used today to create this look. So thank you very much for watching me. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe for my new video. And as I told you, I don't just do makeup, I do traveling. I put rating for restaurants when I travel. I do sometimes even in my shorts. I also create so many shorts because I think that's where the people actually will watch more. They'll spend more time to watch the longer video. And I do a lot of hairstyle for my daughter, and she has a very long hair, by the way. So, and what else? The skincare, obviously, I do skincare as well. So just go to my channel, check it out what I already have. I have a lot of videos, to be honest. So that's it for today. Thank you very much again, and I see you soon. Bye bye. Enjoy your summer.